This is AI Jim Ross, and you're about to listen to Booking the Territory, the unprofessional wrestling podcast. This show is strictly for entertainment purposes only. Don't be a slapdick and get offended by anything on this show. And hey, slap nuts, if you do get offended, that's a you problem.
Hi, everybody. This is Jim Cornette, pro wrestling legend, and you're listening to the Booking the Territory unprofessional wrestling podcast.
This is the artist formerly known as Daryl Van Horn, James Mitchell, the Sinister Minister, and I'm here to let you know I would rather slam my cock in a car door than to miss the dulcet tones of Hard Body Harper, my illegitimate son, on Booking the Territory podcast.
Woo, Messi, this is professional wrestler Jimmy Valiant, the Boogie Woogie Man. Tell my people, my brothers and sisters, don't you dare miss Booking the Territory. Oh, yeah.
This is a one-man gang. You're listening to Booking the Territory Pro Wrestling Podcast.
Welcome back, everyone, to this week's episode of Booking the Territory, the unprofessional wrestling podcast, where today we are covering WCW Saturday Night on TBS from January the 23rd, 1993. If you're listening to this on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel and hit that like button on the video. Those algorithms like that sort of stuff. And lastly, type a comment or two, what you liked and didn't like about the episode. It does help the channel grow, and it makes Harper very, very happy. Before I throw it to Doc and Harper, let me just give a big-time shout-out to Disrespectfully Classy Marky Blassie, who I met in person finally at Wildkat X-Rated last weekend. Mike Children, Joe Ice, and good old Justin for their generous support on Patreon each and every month. Doc, it's been a while. How are you? You haven't been with us for several weeks now.
I'm good. I'm glad to be back. We got what we think is a packed show here tonight, as we need to break down a couple of things. We're hot off the heels, like you said, of X-Rated. Heard it was a good time, and we want to talk about that and find out what happened for all the people like myself that couldn't make it down there. And we also just learned a few minutes ago we need to talk Harper through a male rite of passage, as he's about to get his first colonoscopy. And so we're going to talk him. Oh, well, medical colonoscopy.
Oh, boy. First one sober.
There you go.
That's first an old joke. He said that the first one where you Mountain show years ago.
The first one where you've actually consented to it?
Yeah, come on.
Okay, well, they actually use real medical lubricant, not spit, so you'll be all right.
Hey!
Okay, so
there went the new listener for the week. There it went, Matt Wilson. The new listener of the week disappeared.
I've been having to travel for work and do some things, and I've missed being here. It's good to be back. Certainly, Mike was like, "Are you kidding me?" And I promise you I am not. When I tell you that while the people were at X-Rated the other night, I was at a soccer tournament for my 8-year-old. Our last game finished at 12:45 in the morning.
That's just, bruh, that's child abuse.
And we got home at 1:30 in the morning.
And
so while y'all were
another one the next day.
That night, Sunday night, yeah, we had a game that night.
Jesus Christ.
We played boys that night. So we had 3 games in a tournament called Midnight Madness, and they weren't kidding. So anyway, that's where I was, but that's not really what's important. What's important is that this past Saturday night in real time, was the annual gathering of the Juggalos, or as we like to call it, Wildkat X-Rated, which also leads to a huge BTT turnout. I'm going to turn it over to you guys. I'll ask some questions, but Mike, what went down this past Saturday night in New Orleans?
Well, first, let me shout out who I think was there, and this, if I miss you, apologies. Had a few drinks. We had T-Hog 94 there, Half Pint, Keith Dewey, Keith's son-in-law, who I always forget his name, so forgive me there. Dr. Blassie and his wife, Adam Price, Chris Browning and his adult son. This is how you know you're getting old, when people your age have children that are 21 plus. Mikey and DFW.
Hey, was Mikey and DFW, was Blassie that big yoked up brother I saw that you take a picture with?
No, that was Jerome, one of my old buddies from the Mud Shows. Blassie split before the group photo could be taken.
That's a smart move on his part.
Yeah. So Dr. Blassie and his wife, Adam Price, Chris Brown and his son, Mikey and DFW, Aaron Miller flew in all the way from Seattle, him and his buddy. Al Valiant, a.k.a. Stacy, Alan Hayes was there. Chuck Gunter, Mike Prue from Boston, Sean Sparks, two of my cousins were there. And then my old buddy from the Mud Shows, Jerome, was there. That's who you saw in that picture. So we had people literally fly in from Boston to Seattle, Tennessee, where the little fella Half Pint is. People from Mobile, obviously parts of Mississippi, Texas. It was a big crowd. 20 plus were there. Some had already bailed before the group photo was taken. One person was there who said, "I'm here, I'm a listener, but I'm just chilling out. I don't want to be in no photos," and asked not to be identified. Literally was in the crowd. So I swore to secrecy. I would not say anything. The dude walked up to me as I was coming out the pisser at one point and goes, "Hey, are you Mike?" I go, "Mike who?" He goes, "BTT Mike." I was like, "Who's asking?" He goes, "Man, I'm a listener. I don't want to be with the crowd though. I'm just here to watch wrestling, and I just wanted to say I'm here, but no need to give me a shout out." So I'm not gonna say his name, but he was there too. So we had 20 plus, probably close to 25 there in total. So it was fun.
And apparently I was there, right?
Yeah, you were there.
Adam Price shows up in a Doc F. Turner t-shirt that he had made many for us or in the at the show, and he walks in with a step stool for Half Pint, and he wasn't in there 30 seconds before he put down a step stool and had Half Pint stand on the step stool with next to him. So Half Pint had a shot. Now the funniest part was when Half Pint was about to go swing on a guy who took a step stool and was watching the wrestling. You didn't see that picture, did you, Doc?
Little fella, isn't he?
Yeah. He's like a little redneck Smurf.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Man, don't come at me, Half Pint. I didn't say it.
Harper, did you hide in the back all night?
Yeah.
Good job.
Well, he didn't hide. He was on the show. It was kind of hard for him to come out, you know?
Did you get the straps that night, Harper? Did you go over?
No.
Damn it.
I know, huh?
If you ask me anything about the actual show and the wrestling that happened, I can't tell you anything. I saw nothing.
Too busy yucking it up?
Yeah.
Well, Sparks, it was either Sparks or Adam. Somebody said this. Maybe it was Alan. We're like, man, we've done this 5 years in a row. It's the wrestling show you go to not watch wrestling.
It's like the Super Bowl. You just go in for the commercials.
Right? Yeah.
So,
I tell you, real quick, Harper, you know what I like about that place? Dude, the drinks are not expensive.
Really?
Unless that's a thing, the deal that they have.
That's expensive for around here.
Bruh, not the amount of liquor that I was buying.
Damn.
I bought for me, my wife, two of my cousins was there. I bought a couple for a couple of fellas here and there, not many, because they were all just getting theirs, and I had a tab going, and it was not a lot.
Well, that's good.
It was the most I've ever spent there for drinks, but I was buying for 4 people.
Yeah.
So it was nowhere near what I thought it would be.
Now, was Lady Harper there?
Oh, you haven't heard about this?
What?
No.
You've seen the video, right, Harper?
Yeah.
What video?
The MeToons.
Oh. Give me a second, Doc. I'm pulling it up as we speak. We all know Harper's been MeToons like a mug lately, right?
Oh yeah, Bugs Bunny's on right now.
All right. So Sparks asked Lady Harper what she thought about MeToons. Here it is. And got video of it. Here it is.
If I hear one more fucking thing about the MeToons, I'm gonna fucking slit my wrist.
Well,
That
there you
was
go.
after she had a few drinks too.
Yeah, you can hear that in her voice, but I'm not gonna hold that against her. It's the weekend. What do you want?
Yeah,
MeToons, bruh.
MeToons. It's all right now.
You got your MeToons.
It was Bugs Bunny's birthday Saturday.
That's nice. Who got the drunkest down there? Was it little fella?
This might have been, well, I'd say Chuck, but I'm not convinced there's something else at play with Chuck.
Uh-oh.
And I'm not, that's not being me.
Wow.
You shouldn't say that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Chuck's like, I've only had 3 beers. I'm like, dude, you are stumbling and bumbling. No, you've had more than 3. Anyway, I'd say probably
Maybe he just
Chuck.
can't count.
I'm gonna go with Chuck.
Okay. Everybody got along. Everybody was just I love you, man, drunk and not wanting to hit the ring.
That's how it always is.
That's good.
Yeah, there's never any drama with fellas drinking and stuff. It's a good time.
I mean, we're fucking grown ass men, bro.
Yeah.
Not everybody subscribes to that.
Oh.
I did get a lot of people talk about how much they love the because pretty much everybody there is a patron. So
sure.
Wait, I say pretty much, they all are. Now that I'm looking at the names that I've written down, they loved all the Ask Doc episodes. They're like, oh man.
Good.
So one of them was Alan asked me. He's like, how many more y'all got coming? I was like, well, we got one coming on Sunday night and another one the next Sunday night. So I said we got 2 more. He said, oh man, I can't wait for the next 2.
The what?
So yeah. The Ask Doc episode. So Doc and I recorded a bunch of Ask Doc episodes, and they were asking about that.
Yeah, it was fun. I am trying to figure out a way to get down there next year.
Oh my God.
You can't.
So let me ask this.
You're gonna reveal your identity.
Mike and I have been talking about some things.
Look,
he's gonna put a hood on.
Show up, but don't just like be there. But like no one knows.
Why would I drive 10 hours to just stand there and be quiet?
He needs the attention that you and I get there.
Yeah.
Well, if
we're superstars for one night.
I'd like to meet Harper officially and hang out with Mike. Mike and I have not seen each other now in over a year.
That's not true. We've seen you. Every time you say that, I'm like, somebody asked me that this week. I was like, no, I saw him a couple months ago. We were at work together one day. That wasn't that long ago.
That was like 6 months ago.
Okay, well, it's happened more recently than a year.
I forgot about that shit.
See, exactly. But no, I don't know what we've been talking about, but I think you should go and just put a hood on.
Man,
not a hood. They call a hood.
Why
they call that in the wrestling business. So you need to put a wrestling mask on. There we go. Let me help people out who don't understand.
Come on. Talk about new listeners, man. You're sitting here trying to ride with the Klan.
No, bro, don't play like that. You gonna get us?
Nice.
You gonna get me on an FBI watch list?
I doubt it. They're probably part of it too. You probably say hi to them at the meetings.
You really about to get us on the FBI watch list?
I said allegedly, didn't I?
So you can put a wrestling mask on, man. We can make it happen. I figured something out though. Mrs. Doc can't come. I was telling Harper before we started recording, man. These women, they don't like when they don't get attention, man.
Oh, you got in trouble?
Oh, I was starting to get the stink eye about 1:00 because she's like, these people think you're a celebrity. I don't know what the hell's going on. I'm like, you've been with me here before multiple times. What are you talking about? She's like, every time somebody walks away, if I'm standing right next to you, I just got people that just bump me out the way to talk to you. I'm like, I mean, it's not easy being a star, you know? And then I'm making it worse by saying that.
Yeah, I mean, you should have looked at her and said, I still got it. Dum, 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 dum.
Anyway.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm gonna try it because I've made jokes over the years. It sounds like a lot of fun. Appreciate the idea. It's really wild to me, and you and I have talked about this, Mike, even on those Ask Doc episodes, that after this many years, we have people that still listen, that get together and do this, and that's pretty cool.
Totally agree. I mean, come on, man. People flying from Tennessee, Seattle, Boston.
That's crazy.
That's called great. That's just great. And then people driving in from hours away too.
Yeah, I imagine we had a sellout, Harper. Is that true?
Yeah, it's always a sellout.
When you're on the card, I know.
Yeah,
it was packed in there, dude. I mean, the only open area is if you were standing at the bar, you had like some space. Other than that,
you got to be able to get to the bar. But were there any big names, or was it just Harper?
It was just us.
Okay. What else? Anybody like drop their pants or get crazy or?
No.
What?
I don't know.
Why did you immediately go to drop their pants?
It's just the first thing that popped in my mind. Now I will tell you this. You said, Mrs. Doc, you were sending me some pictures. We were out at the soccer field. I showed. First of all, Mrs. Doc thought that Adam Price was funny for putting on a hood and a wrestling mask and doing that. So she put that over, and then she put everybody there over by saying that everybody looked more put together than she would have imagined.
Boy, that's a nice backhanded compliment.
I mean, what does that mean?
That's what I asked, and she's like, "I'm just saying. I mean, I know you guys, and you know." They think that Mike, they think that we're just idiots. They can't get over that we've cultivated this and that we've built an audience of learned gentlemen and ladies and whatever else you are, and have built it over the years, and just it's grown. They can't get that.
No, they can't get it, and they can't handle it either.
They think we're slobs who are mad about being cheap and wear cargo shorts around the house and gym shorts, and that's all we got.
Well, it's partially true, but you know.
Yeah, but they suck their teeth about that. We're just like, yeah, what's the problem?
I used to tell my wife all the time. I mean, if you want to be a star, go start a podcast, find something you like to talk about, and tell me people listen.
Yeah,
fuck you.
For 10 years.
Right.
That shit would last 2.5 weeks.
Not even.
2 weeks.
Yep.
All right. So another beautiful evening down in the bayou. Glad everybody came. Hope everybody had a great time and a safe travel back to their home. Harper. You're getting a colonoscopy, sir. We're gonna follow up with this after the fact, but this is your first time, correct?
Yeah, I'm scared.
What are you scared of? Let's talk. Let's name the fear.
I can't eat Thursday.
No.
Right.
And
I gotta drink some shit.
Yeah.
And they're gonna go in there, right? Like
yeah.
I think it's gonna be like that movie with Dennis Quaid, like
Inner Space.
Yes. Remember that movie, Mike?
Interstellar.
Inner Space.
No.
And I'm gonna go in there and just like look around and find like, you know, a watch that someone left in there.
Who left a watch in your butthole?
I don't know. Sure, someone did when they pulled their hand out.
So, did you do any testing, or did your doctor just say, "Hey, it's time"?
Yeah, I went to the primary. She's like, "You know, you're about that age." I was like, "Yeah, let's do it. Screw it. You know, let's just get it over with." She's like, "Really?" It's like, "Yeah, fuck it, man. You know, while we're here." And now I'm thinking,
you dropped your pants, and she's like, Not right now.
Not right now. Come on.
Sir, put your pants up.
Stand straight up and face me.
So, Mike, have you had one yet?
No, I got to get one this year.
Okay. So, a couple of pieces of advice here for you, Harper. And honestly, all you dudes out there that are getting in their 40s, you need to start thinking about this. I was asked to do a screening where you poop in a bucket.
Right. Is that like that commercial?
Yes.
You crap in a box like a fucking house cat and you mail it in?
That is, yeah, that's maybe not 100. That's maybe not 100%, but for purposes of this podcast, sure, why not? And I got back there's an abnormality, and so you may have cancer.
Oh shit! Oh yeah, I remember that.
And so that's a great, pick me up message last year that I had. But so I was nervous on a couple of different levels. I will give you this piece of advice. They're not joking on a couple of things. One, don't eat. The reason I say don't eat is because you are going to be pooping, sort of, clear liquid before you get there. And if you're not pooping clear liquid, then you have to start all over and you've wasted your time doing this.
Right.
Okay. You're going to be like, this is the worst thing I've ever done. I will tell you right now that whatever happens to your butthole is nowhere near as bad as the prep at all. But you got to do it.
Well, they say that I can't drive home.
No, you can't drive home.
Did you feel all woozy afterwards and all that?
Not really. No, I was all right. I mean, I didn't drive home, but like I was steady on my feet. Here's the thing, man. You're in there. I was in there joking. I was like, ladies, I'm going to be joking with y'all because I'm about to go to sleep and I don't want, I want y'all on my good side. Y'all are some pretty ladies. And, I was trying to butter them up. Next thing I know, I woke up and I was in another room and it was over and my booty didn't hurt. I would have never known somebody was up there if they hadn't been up there. So the worst part is you're going to be hungry, dude. You're going to be starving. And all you can do is drink this watery, powdery mix that just cleans. And you got to keep drinking water. And you're just pooping water out. And you're just cleaning it all out. And it's fucking gross.
Okay, I don't know if people want to hear about this. I mean, this is, come on.
But we need to do this because we are dude, these diets that we're eating, you need to get your shit checked out.
Well, how long was the whole process for when you checked in and when you left?
Oh, a couple of hours.
Oh, okay.
It was quick. Everybody was super nice. I mean, it's crazy for you because somebody's sticking something up your butt, but it's their day job.
So, like, if they see something in there, they just take care of it right then and there?
So mine was not. Mine showed up. Yeah, possibly. Mine showed up, and they were like, "Okay, so you had a polyp, and we took it out, and we're going to send it in and see if it's cancerous." And they came back and said it was not. It takes a while for those to grow. If you'd have waited, it might have been, but and so I go back next year instead of waiting like 10 years. And it's going to suck.
Yeah.
But don't worry about the wrong thing. You're not going to feel them messing around in your booty and you won't realize that it happened.
Well, that's disappointing.
Wait, what?
I wonder how they lay you down.
You're on your side.
Oh, all right. Because I'm wondering, like, did they have some kind of device where they just lay him down? All right, put his ass up in there. All right, strap him down.
They have this thing that kind of looks like the jaws of life that opens up your back.
Yeah, it's like face down, ass up. That's the way we like to fuck.
Whoa.
Jesus.
Remember that song?
Yes.
But you're laying over a forklift and they lower you up and No, you're laying on your side, and they're like, "All right, so you're probably gonna go to sleep soon," and you're out. It's smooth, man. And you wake up. I was like, "What? Where am I?" And they're like, "Oh, hey, you're awake." And I was back in another room. I'm telling you, the worst part's gonna be at 4 o'clock in the morning when you're still drinking this shit, and it's just you're trying to clear yourself out, and you're hungry. I was almost just went up and got a snack because I'm like, I'm hungry. I was like, that
Yeah,
would have.
because they said like they got to wake up again at 2 o'clock and do it again. And did you take
It's a
any
whole.
like actual like stuff? What you call it?
I need you to
The
tell me what
lactus the little
lactuses,
chocolates. Yeah, the little chocolate things.
laxatives.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something like that. They gave me a list of things I needed to go buy, pre-op, instructions, and said go do this, get this and this and this, and told me what to do.
Right, because I got this. It's this shit that's in a jug that I got from a pharmacist,
Uh-huh.
and it's some powder crap.
Yup.
But he also told me to get the laxative. So when I was getting it, the pharmacist brought behind the counter. She's like, "I don't know why you need that, because that's what this does." I said, "I'm just following instructions." Like
Yeah,
this.
you want to.
I mean, this is foreign territory to me. I know nothing.
She's like, do you have a colonoscopy? And you're like, no, why? Follow the directions because you don't want to get sideways with that. I had 2 different things they had me do, and I don't know. I'm here.
Yeah.
You're gonna be fine, but we want to hear how it went because we want to make sure that everything's all right with you.
Okay.
Mike, you need to get yours too. I need to get y'all. Maybe Blassie could do yours
again.
Sure.
Have you had your prostate checked, Mike?
As an adult?
Well, I mean, what does that mean?
What does that mean?
Nothing. I was trying to remember what Harper said that time about that question because you asked him that on a Smoky Mountain show, and I cannot remember what his response was. I thought it was something like that, but sure. This is depressing, man. I don't want to talk about this.
Because we're getting old, bro.
Yeah, we went from Valentine's Day at the Waffle House to Men's Health.
Yeah. Now I'm doing middle-aged fucking, cargo pants and wearing a graphic tee for Walmart that says "Home of the Brave."
Harper, do you like my shirt from Saturday?
Around?
What's that?
Did you like my shirt on Saturday?
Did I have your shirt?
I said, did you like my shirt that I had on Saturday?
I forgot what was it?
Goonies Never Say Die.
Oh yeah. Fuck, that's your favorite shirt, bro. Every time I seen you fucking wearing that shirt.
Was he wearing that stupid hat too?
Yeah, he was wearing a stupid hat.
I was not, but
yeah,
that's okay.
He was.
He
looked like he stole Half Pint's hat. Oh, yes, he was wearing that like what do you call it? That like paperboy hat from like the 1930s.
Redneck Smurf Half Pint.
That's great.
Let Half Pint go.
All right. Well, should we finally talk about some wrestling? I have no idea what's going on in this WCW.
In a second, real quick. The Clash of the Champions is out and available. You can listen to it by going to tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. That is tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. That is Clash 22. And you can listen to all of the Clashes, all 22 of them, at that same link. Also, we haven't gotten a 5-star review in a while. I didn't check this week as I say that. But submit your 5-star review, and you will get a shout out on air. So don't forget to submit your 5-star review either on Podcast Addict or Apple Pod, and we will read it on air. So become a patron, and don't forget to submit a 5-star review if you haven't already done so. On that note, Doc, you say you don't know what's going on, so let's jump into this thing from January the 23rd of 1993. Let me share my screen. That way y'all can see what's going on. We didn't say it at the beginning of the show, but hopefully Harper sounds a little louder to you all. We finally got Skype installed on his computer. I had to.
Maybe it was Crockett all this time. You ever think of that? You notice? You notice that? Maybe it was that asshole.
Damn.
His fucking me time was fucking up my damn microphone.
Me time. It was doing that before Crockett, so I don't know if we should.
Yeah, fake news. Right, exactly.
This week's episode of Saturday Night on TBS from January the 23rd of 1983 was taped January 11th of 93 at Center Stage, and this is the second half of the taping from that day. So this was taped before the last Clash that we reviewed. Doc, let me throw it to you before I jump immediately into the first match. Any thoughts on the opening? I don't know how much you've watched since you've been gone or anything. I know you did watch the Clash because you thought you were going to be able to do that one with us, and then things kind of went sideways with your schedule. But anything you wanted to mention before we jump into the episode this week?
I did see Arn and Eric Watts at the gas station.
Oh, yeah. What were your thoughts?
So Arn comes in without any backup, starts attacking him, and then gets rolled on a public beatdown. Who's booking this shit?
Actually, you might want to rethink what you're saying. We talked about this last week, and I know we haven't talked about it. So according to Arn, the basics behind that was Watts wanted him to take a pay cut. We already talked about that. So Arn was like, that angle was his idea. He was like, all right, well, if you're going to want me to take a pay cut, what can I do to help myself out? So basically, that was his idea, this is according to Arn, to do that, because if he's going to have to take a pay cut, he might as well take a pay cut sitting at home.
Okay.
So there you go. So now Arn doesn't seem as crazy when you hear it.
I don't like it, but I don't like the pay cut either. So there you go. How about that?
Yeah.
If you're gonna pay me less, at least I'm gonna be at home more.
Yeah, I'm glad Arn made the best of a bad situation.
That's basically what happened there.
Okay.
All right, so we go to the first match on Saturday night this week, and it's Scotty Flamingo and Bob Cook versus Johnny B. Bad and Marcus Bagwell. We did get a little dick dancing from Scotty as he was coming out of the curtain / doorway, entryway at Center Stage. Doc, I'll go to you first. Here he goes. There he is, hitting the cabbage bowl. I don't know what the hell it is. Just the running man and the snake. He's so wild. Anyway, your thoughts on the opening match this week?
It's fun to see Bob Cook get some actual entrance here, and he's awesome as a enhancement talent. What is Raven thinking here, though? I gotta tag with him against these guys.
I think he's just happy to be there, to be honest.
Is he?
Yeah,
nah,
he's on national television. He's
okay.
It's his day job.
Okay.
He wasn't a Watts guy though, so there's that.
Yeah.
But I mean, to Harper's point, he is getting paid, so maybe he's not.
Right, he's getting paid, and he's on national TV. So mission accomplished. That's how I look at it.
Yeah, boy.
Come on.
Johnny B.
Party people.
Yeah.
Tag teams back again. Let's all begin. Remember that song?
Who has the TV title right now?
Bruh, we talked about this. Scott Steiner had it and then was like, I'm out of this piece.
That's right. You said that. So I was thinking during this match that at some point, if Bob Cook would have been in Smoky Mountain, he would have been a Beat the Champ.
Yeah.
Okay. Other than that, this match kind of went like I expected. So there you go.
I don't know what gimmick you would put on Bob Cook, but there's a gimmick you could put on him in a place like Smoky Mountain Wrestling where he'd be over. Like, because he can do all the wrestling moves. I just can't figure out what gimmick he needs.
I don't know what you could do with him.
He needs, well, what I'm saying is he needs something because he does everything right. It's just that he doesn't, he needs some kind of gimmick. And I don't know what that gimmick is for this time period. It was so long ago, but I mean, he could do it. I mean, he had all the moves. Let me just put it like that.
Yeah.
All right, well,
backslide.
Yep, Bagwell, backslide by Bagwell, and Cook loses, and Johnny be bad, and Bagwell win.
I used to hate that when I was a kid. I have like a name with like with the jobber guy.
We don't use that term.
Oh, excuse me.
We use enhancement talent, sir.
A name with the enhancement talent because I don't want to offend anyone.
Doc,
I don't want to offend the fucking jobbers.
Doc, do you want to explain why you're saying that? Because I know why you're saying that.
This in a recent Dutch Mantel pod, he said he didn't think that the term jobber was very good, so he encouraged something better.
Wait. I didn't think it was Dutch that said that. That originated from Dustin Rhodes' Twitter.
Right.
They talked about it, and Dustin Rhodes said it, and Dutch followed along with it.
Oh, he agreed.
Yes. Sorry.
I mean, it is kind of an insulting term when you think about some of the really good enhancement talents that they've had.
You almost said it.
You almost said it. My God, this is so like jobber is like the F word with you.
It was like Hulk Hogan painting the NWO on that trailer.
He had to force himself to W. Oh, see.
All right, sure enough. So Dutch agree with Dustin.
Yes.
All right. Let's go to Barry Windham now. Shivani's going to break some news to Windham here. Let's go to that now. Here it is.
Jim, you're right. Controversial certainly can be used to describe Barry Windham. It was 1 week ago right here on WCW Saturday Night. You were very instrumental in Dustin Rhodes becoming U.S. Heavyweight Champion.
What do you mean instrumental? The United States Heavyweight Championship is around Dustin Rhodes' waist right now. And he is an incredible champion, and he won it all by himself like he's always been capable of doing. Now, Ricky Steamboat, it wasn't over with you, but I'll guarantee you, we'll see each other down the road again.
Big announcement to make right now, fans. As you know, Super Brawl 3 comes your way on pay-per-view on Sunday, February 21st. And now it has been signed. The Great Muta will defend the NWA title against this man,
Listen,
Barry
Shivani, that was supposed to be mine. I'm supposed to tell everybody about this. Muta, the heavyweight championship is on the line. The NWA heavyweight championship. It's something that I've worked for my entire life and something I always wanted. This is going to be my day, and I'm going to leave that building with that championship around my waist. And Muta, you're going to go back to Japan a loser.
That from Barry Windham. More great action still to come on WCW Saturday Night. Stay with us.
Doc, thoughts on Barry Windham there in the news that he is going to face the Great Muta for the NWA World Title?
Well, I'm interested in seeing it, but every time I'm interested in seeing something lately, it doesn't happen, so I'm a little worried.
Oh, fuck, that's true, huh?
But I like the little thing he did there where he's like, that was supposed to be mine to say. That's a clever little heel thing, like just slid in there, subtle and nice.
Yeah, I agree.
It's the little things that matter.
Sure is.
That's right.
We will continue. We're going to hear from Bill Watts now because, well, he's got to get his stuff in. Yeah. Let's hear what old Bill has to say. This is not AI Bill. This is actually Bill Watts.
How do we know?
Because it's Bill Watts. Here it is.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to WCW Saturday Night. I'm here with Cowboy Bill Watts, the Vice President of Wrestling Operations for World Championship Wrestling. And Bill, this United States Heavyweight Championship situation certainly reached its peak last week. Dustin Rhodes won the title, but he didn't receive a belt.
Well, that's right. Rick Rude is not wanting to give the belt up. He's very upset about being stripped of the title. However, he may have the belt, but he is not the champion. Dustin Rhodes is the champion. Will eventually get the belt back from Rick Rude, and the only way he's going to get to keep it is if he comes back and wins it. We gave him 60 days that he didn't defend the title. It's unfortunate that he's injured. Without a doubt, I believe the injury. I've talked to his doctor, but he's not supposed to be back to March 1st. Dustin Rhodes is the U.S. champion.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Dustin Rhodes certainly was upset the way he won the championship here last week. Let's go back 1 week and show you exactly how he became the U.S. champion.
Boy, you know that made Watts happy to say we're taking the belt off of Rude. I know that just made his little ding hard. What do you think, Doc?
I was more interested in how he got to talk to somebody's doctor.
Well, he's Bill Watts. He does what he wants.
Well, yeah,
That's
but
true, right? Yeah,
HIPAA says not, bro.
That.
Is he an independent contractor? What are we doing here?
It's Bill Watts. He does what he wants to do.
Oh, he calls the doctor and says, "Give me the report."
Yeah,
right. That's like Doc's boss is like, "Hey, tell me what the fuck's really wrong with this asshole."
Yeah, Watts is the tyrant. He's a dictator.
That'd be like your boss coming in and going, "Let's talk about this colonoscopy, Harper."
Right? Are you bullshitting us?
Let me see a sample.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. He's Bill Watts. He does what he wants.
Okay.
Yeah. So there you go.
All right.
Rude doesn't want to give the belt up, but he's not the champ, so there's that. Dustin is the champ. So from there, they show a replay of how Dustin won the title. Had you seen this, Doc? Had you watched it or no?
What? No, I saw it when they showed it to me.
Just now, you mean? You didn't watch this ahead of time?
No, I watched the episode. Yeah.
Okay, so the replay from last week when Dustin wins the title.
You got to just show up and not be prepared. I got 3 pages of fucking notes here.
Oh wow!
Okay. I don't know. I thought maybe Harper rubbed off on you lately.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I wish Harper wouldn't. Harper's not going to rub off on me at any point.
Yeah,
sir.
Oh my God! I wish I had this. I wish I had it pulled up. There was a kid at the Clash who had a sign, and Harper would not stop saying how this kid looked like Ian Riccoboni, a young Ian Riccoboni.
He did.
He really.
Hey, I got
did.
a question.
Yeah.
Was Darren at the show the other night? Was D-Man?
No.
D-Man didn't show up because he thinks his shit doesn't stink.
That's not true.
Yeah, you get goddamn right. It's true. Where was he, Michael?
I'm not at liberty to give this man's personal information out, but he couldn't make it.
Okay.
Was he getting a colonoscopy?
No, he wasn't getting a colonoscopy, but I do know why he couldn't make it.
Why?
And I'll leave it at that.
Explain.
No, I'm not telling a bunch of people this man's
Maybe
personal
he was
business.
getting a colonoscopy.
Okay. That's not it.
Harper thinks she's so funny, but fuck. It's like I don't got a fucking life or something.
Well, bro, Harper thinks he's fucking funny. He ain't gonna go fucking life or nothing, man.
I had to watch the champ and his little cameo with Wolverine versus Deadpool, and that was a good movie. It's not recommended for kids, if I can tell you that.
He was something else on that bonus show, man. Talking about the wiping his ass with that towel, and
that was great.
That
sounded
was
like a Curb Your Enthusiasm episode.
That was something. All right, well, let's continue. We go to Vinny Vegas versus Chad Bird. Harper, I don't know if you're watching there as I'm sharing, but what are your thoughts on this Chad Bird? He looks like Dollar Tree Bobby Eaton.
I was about to say the same thing. That's exactly what he looks like.
Stole my note.
It's like if you ordered Bobby Eaton off a Wish.
Off of Temu or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
I mean, he really does. He's got the hair. I mean, the tights. He's like a frumpy looking, beautiful Bobby Eaton.
Even his tights look like Bobby Eaton's tights with the stars on them.
Yeah. It's crazy. Like, I was like, who is this? Is he related to Bobby?
And they go to the same barber.
For sure. For sure. All right. So, frumpy looking little fellow we got here. Anyway, it's a quick match, Doc. Any thoughts from it outside of the frumpy little fellow?
That was my only note as well.
Yeah. Vinny Vegas hits the snake eyes, which is when he drops the guy on the top turnbuckle on his head. And we haven't seen that in a while, but he wins, and that's that. Next match, we go to Chris Benoit versus Johnny Rich. Doc, you asked me a question, I don't know, a week or two ago. Have we addressed Benoit? And I said, you can talk about it on the next show, but I will say this. We also talked about it when he was on a Clash last year about him, but Crockett hates talking about him. He calls what does he call him, Harper?
I mean, murderer.
He calls him
asshole
something.
Or something.
Piece of shit or
right.
Anyway, so I don't know, Doc. Go ahead. You wanted to talk about this before we get into any more Benoit matches.
Yeah. So, look, he violates a couple of the big principles that we state on the show, correct?
Obviously, several of them, yes.
Yeah, and probably in some levels the most egregious manner of anybody that we talk about, right?
I mean,
it's certainly the most. It's certainly probably the most famous case of it.
I mean, him and Grizzly, although different things, are in the same category in my book. But sure,
it's a race to the bottom, but he's down there, hanging out.
They both sit, burning their asses in hell. Yes.
Okay, yeah, we all agree. There's no controversy here. This is where it gets sticky for me. Can't stand the guy, hate what he did. No question, all this. Where it gets difficult for me now is I'm not so sure that he's not my favorite in-ring performer of all time.
No, he's great in the ring.
Bell to bell.
I mean, two things can be true. He can be great in the ring. He can also be a piece of trash human being.
And that's what I wanted to talk about, is because we're in a place in the world where you have to have simple, absolute views on the world. And look, I get it. It's real hard to watch his matches, and it's not like it used to be for me. And, that's not, oh, woe is me. Lots of people that interacted with him ended up with way worse than I did. But now we're going to sit here and talk about his matches for the next few years. And I'm not real sure how to do this, because I absolutely love watching him in the ring, but I don't want to sit here and put him over for the next few years. But we call it down the middle, and I'm not real sure what to do. I think I quit.
Yeah.
I mean, he's garbage.
Right. He's garbage. He's human.
Garbage human being.
He's the lowest of the low. I can't imagine the unspeakable things that he did. They're unfathomable. So how do we, it goes back to, depending on what you believe, do you turn the radio when Michael Jackson songs come on?
Yeah, I hear you.
You're right.
So I have a feeling.
Everybody loves Thriller.
Right. And it's not, oh, well, he made some mistakes. No, he, as you said.
Bro, Michael Jackson didn't murder people, man.
No, I'm saying Benoit.
A pervert.
Well, I'm not going to. This is where it gets difficult, because then you start judging sin. It's like, that's why I brought up the Grizzly thing. It's like, well, Grizzly wasn't a murderer and then kills himself after, doing what he's doing. But you can't that's where it's like, well, how do you judge sin? You can't, it's not on a scale. What Grizzly did is horrible. What Benoit did is horrible.
So can we come on here and talk about his matches as if that didn't happen?
I say that. Okay, so here's what happens. Okay. We're saying this right now, talking about Benoit. So a year from now, we're going to be talking about a match. Some new listeners are going to listen that never listened to this episode or heard when we've talked about Benoit before. Oh my God, how can you guys glorify him after what he did? Well, we had a discussion a year ago about this exact topic, but it's because people don't always hear what you talk about. They want it to be black and white when it's really nuanced.
And I was wondering if we need to record something that we play at the beginning of every episode as a disclaimer that if you hear us talk about Benoit, we're going to be talking about his performance in the ring as up to and as of that time, and not given what we know now, if that's what we agree to do. Again, here's the problem I'm sitting with. if that's what we're going to do, then I'm going to be putting him over to some degree because, like I said, he was probably my favorite in-ring performer.
At that time.
Right.
Was, yes. Is?
Yeah.
No. So
yeah.
I mean, he's tremendous bell to bell.
Yeah. He's phenomenal in the ring. Like,
everything is crisp and fast and looks real. And he's just when he does the whip into the ring and he does the knee bend into it, just everything was great. But if I'm going to catch a bunch of shit for doing this, I'd rather not do it. But we've all agreed he's a piece of shit.
Right.
Yeah. I think that's what Crockett kept calling him. I think Crockett actually figured it out. He was like, as he talked about him, he goes, "The piece of shit did this. The piece of shit did this." Like, so every time he mentioned something, he goes, in the ring that might even look good, he would call him a piece of shit.
I tell you one thing, his opponent's good, dude.
In this match he was in?
Yeah.
Well, that's Johnny Rich.
Right.
Party Patrol, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Johnny Rich is good, man. Johnny Rich knows what he's doing. All right. Well, so we talked about that. He's a piece of trash. We figured that out. His in-ring work was great, though. I mean, you know, two things can be true.
I guess it's like OJ, right? To where, I mean, you can kind of like his football playing, but, you know.
Sir, OJ was innocent.
But that's true.
Okay. He was found innocent. He was found innocent.
Well, that he was innocent, Mike. Case closed.
You the one that brought him up.
I didn't bring him up. I brought up the fact that he was a great football player.
And I'm probably going to get in trouble for saying that he was innocent.
And he was a great actor. I remember.
Bro, this is a bit great.
When he went to jail for, was he stealing back his own
memorabilia?
Yeah, and he's crying in court. And some woman, one of these talking heads on the cable news, she's like, "He's a trained actor. He's a Hollywood actor. He's just fake crying." I'm like, he was in Naked fucking Gun, okay? He's not Clark fucking Gable.
Tremendous.
Jesus Christ. Like she kept saying, "Oh yeah, he's a trained actor. He's a Hollywood actor." Like he's Tom Cruise, bro.
So I'm gonna, unless you tell me I shouldn't, Mike, I'm gonna talk about Benoit from a purely wrestling perspective, and will every once in a while remind people that he's a piece of shit.
I don't see no problem with that. I say this all the time. I get lost on the world here when everybody wants things to be only this way or only that way. That's not life. Chris Benoit was a great professional wrestler. He also was a piece of trash human being. Okay? Two things can be true there. It's not either or. It's not eeny, meeny, money, mo. It's those two things are true.
Well,
if you think they're not true, then I can't help you because two things can be true.
Let you respond. From what I've heard from you over the years, if we're going to sit here and not put over any wrestler that's a piece of shit, we might need to close up shop.
Oh, bro, that's the other part.
And so the point of that is not that he's as little a piece of shit as some of the other guys you've told me about. I'm just saying, where do you draw the line on that? Because if we're going to draw lines on that, we can't talk about anything.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. I'm good. I just wanted to make that. I wanted to put that out there because, you know, our listeners, most of them anyway, are smart enough to handle this. And we're gonna all figure it out together. How about that? And maybe I'll be watching these because I really haven't watched a lot of matches in the last how many years of his. It may be I change my mind and go, you know what? I don't really pay attention to these because I don't want to watch it and blah, 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 blah. So we'll see. We'll see where we land on it. We'll figure it out together as a community.
So what do you think about what'd you have from this match? Benoit looked great, and Johnny Rich looked great too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've always thought an underrated part of Benoit's game was his kicks. Just normal kicks looked good. That suplex into the finisher was tremendous. I mean, he looks like the guy, if you look at him right there, you know what he looks like, Harper? He looks like the guy that's the burnout, but that is smart in high school. So he hangs out with the metalheads that have Slayer, like blue jean jackets and smoke, but he may take like one advanced class, like advanced English, and he's halfway cool to the nerds, but he's also got to like kick him in the chest every once in a while because he's a scumbag too.
He's like Goodwill Hunting.
Something like that.
Yeah. That's a movie, Mike.
It was.
I'm aware. Thank you for telling me, though.
Okay.
There's some pretty good stuff in that, though. There was a savant kick by Benoit and Johnny Rich. It looked great.
Yeah.
There's some good stuff in that match. I did have one more note from that match before we go on.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I was just making sure. So Rich did get some offense, but Benoit hooks Rich in that full Nelson and a German suplex finisher, and Benoit wins. As we were going to commercial, Jim Ross says, make sure you call the hotline. We're talking about Ric Flair, Davey Boy Smith, and more. So we're getting some names dropping lately on commentary as to determine who's coming in. I was talking.
Bandana on his head looks horrible.
Bandana Vader is awesome. He's got a do-rag on. All right. So let's continue. We go to the Super Brawl Control Center with Jim Ross. They recap Sting and Vader's lengthy feud leading up to their match at Super Brawl 3 that we're going to see. We also see video of Muta, since he will be here at Super Brawl, putting the NWA title on the line against Barry Windham. And we got a mention of the Rock and Roll Express being in action. But JR mentions that Rock and Roll Express will be wrestling the Wrecking Crew at Super Brawl 3. That ain't happening. They'll be there, the Rock and Roll Express, but it's not going to be against the Wrecking Crew, and we will talk about that when we get there. What were you saying man to, Harper?
You know what I just realized? They had that little clip of Vader with the fake snow.
Yes.
It almost looks like a local commercial for like, we got a winter sale like here at Mike Mills Appliances. We got washing machines. Buy one, you get the GE refrigerator.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah, I could see that.
Some like low rent, a local appliance store commercial.
What is this White Castle of Fear bullshit?
That's just the name of the match. You're going to see several vignettes and video packages in Vader's lair in Colorado at the White Castle. I don't really want to say nothing more because when y'all see it, y'all are going to want to bang on that so bad, it's going to make for great audio.
It's not as good. I bet it's not as good as Dick Murdoch in Colorado, shirtless on the balcony of his condo with the Native American lady.
Yeah, with the Indian broad.
Whoa!
Whoa!
What?
Whoa! Well, pretty much all of it. If we're being honest.
Oh my God. Anyway, we will see.
I like how he says that and then turns on me like, what?
Anyway, we will see exactly what a White Castle of Fear is in the vignettes that will be coming in the next several weeks and months to come as we work towards Super Brawl.
I love the fact that they're bringing up Smoky Mountain here. How great is that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's coming up, too. Remember when Corny bum rushes center stage?
Yes.
Yeah, we're going to get to that shortly. It's not too far out.
Let's do it.
Yep. All right, so we'll continue along then at this point because we'll have plenty of time to talk about that. We did get a Rock and Roll Express promo. It was pretty generic. They don't mention the Wrecking Crew. They just mention that they'll be at Super Bowl. Hold on, Doc. Let me get to it. Jesus Christ.
He says it. All you nice fans.
Here they are.
You know, it's been a bumpy track for the Rock and Roll Express, but you can see we're back together, and we've got the gold.
You know, it seems like the more things change, the more the things stay the same. You see, I'm not the same man I used to be when I wrestled for WCW. But one thing that does remain the same, the team that we took these belts from is managed by Jimmy Cornette. And I'd like to say hi to all the nice fans out there over the Superstation that have seen us in some of our greatest victories. And that's another thing to be a pleasure, to be the first wrestling champions from another promotion to ever appear on Super Brawl pay-per-view, February the 21st, baby, because rock and roll is here to stay. Things are the same. We're still the champions, and we'll see you at Super Brawl, February the 21st.
All these nice fans.
It's a shame that they didn't have him out there with that stupid pen mic that Corny gave him.
TBS let him use a real mic. I don't know.
Right.
Oh, boy. All right. Well, there you go. Rock and Roll Express will be at Super Brawl. Stay tuned.
That's pretty crazy, though. It really is.
Yeah, it don't last long.
Yeah.
Well, how could it?
From there, we go to the Wrecking Crew versus Italian Stallion and Larry Santo. We get a joke. I need y'all to be very careful here with the comments. I really don't want to end up on a watch list because this does go out to the world. We get a joke from Larry Zbyszko at the top of the match. Larry says, I want to congratulate the new Commander-in-Chief, Hillary Clinton. And JR didn't take that one too well and said, okay, Larry, we know it's Bill Clinton. No political comments. I'm only repeating what Larry Zbyszko said right there.
Yeah, that was the thing at the time. Remember that?
Yes, I do. I just didn't want us to get in trouble with the digital platform algorithms given the testy times we're in politically. But I do remember that.
Imagine if you tuned in a few months and heard that on Raw.
Right. Oh my
God. People's heads would explode. Netflix might call off the deal. I don't know. Shit.
I know. I mean, you say that, but
yeah. All right, Doc. On to the match. This is your first time seeing these guys, the Wrecking Crew. I don't know. I don't have much from this. What do you have?
Oh,
if anything,
I was like, this is my note was this is like Master Blasters but smaller.
Bruh.
Yeah,
you weren't even on the show. That was exactly what I said.
Really?
Yes.
I mean, I wouldn't know that because it hadn't come out, right? I
I
don't listen anyway.
It did come out, but that's literally what I said. I was like, they look like a version of the Master. I forget the exact words. If I said a smaller version or what, but I was like, they look like just another version of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. They
Not
win. They do their finisher, and that's it.
Yeah.
They cut a promo after, and they talk tough, but they ain't got. I ain't got nothing from this promo.
And they came out in the promo and compared themselves to the Minnesota Wrecking Crew. Like, you shouldn't come out there and compare yourself to a tag team with the same name that's better than you.
Your boy on the right is
Now
blowing up too.
Now I'm just thinking about the originals.
Yeah, I totally agree.
You're right.
And that's all I got. All right. Well, we'll continue. We got a debut of sorts here coming up in this next match.
Uh-oh.
Doc, this is the Underdog Challenge. Let's see if Harper recognizes who is on screen here. Robbie V versus Pat Rose. Underdog match. So remember they started this a while back where they get two enhancement talents or two lesser known guys and they'll put them in what they call a competitive match and let them do their thing and, work a long match. Boy, look at Robbie V. Who's Robbie V, Doc?
Mr. Van Dam.
Van Dam.
He looks like he's wearing makeup too.
Yeah, his cheeks are really red.
Yeah.
Like he's got that, what they call that stuff, rouge?
Rouge.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, like you don't know what that is.
For real.
No, I was trying to make sure that was the name of it.
Up your private side.
Oh, okay. I put Rouge.
Yeah, trying to throw us off. Oh, what do you call that? You know, when the women put the makeup on.
Yeah. All right, Doc. Thoughts from this match?
Van Dam kind of looks like a later day, from a distance there, like a later day Terry Taylor.
Nah.
Okay.
I mean, I could see that. He's got the long hair,
yeah,
and the ponytail.
You don't look at him through that's RVD. Look at him through, who is this guy?
Fair enough. I just don't see the Terry Taylor comparison.
Man, what we need to do right now is jumpstart the youth movement, skip a couple of years, and get Benoit in the ring with Van Dam.
If you think about it, it's funny how many young guys are here at the time, though.
Well, and that's the other thing I have. Bruh, all Paul E did was steal WCW's roster and make them cool.
Took a few people and certainly did that.
He's got Douglas, Van Dam, Raven, Too Cold, Benoit, all that come over in the next couple of years?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So,
again, think about who you just named and then all the established talent that's already there. Just roster was loaded. Loaded. But it's a good point about ECW. No. Blassie and I were talking about this on Saturday night. Like, he's like, dude, the roster they had during this time period, I know there's only really two big promotions, them and WWF at this time, but they had the best roster.
Well, and you can't sit there. Here's the problem, and it's probably why we give a lot of this a pass, even though the booking is weak and the office is weak. I can't sit here and look at all these stars and future stars and current stars and shit and give it a C or a D because they're good enough to salvage some of this stuff.
Yeah.
Can I get a 40-19?
40-19. You're getting close to the finish with that.
Yeah. So this is as wild as the 450 for this time period.
No, it's not. Well, okay.
Because for this time period, the 450 is a crazier move. But the point is, these
you want to tell the people what he just did?
Yeah, he did some stuff.
He did a split leg moonsault. Continue,
you.
Doc.
I'm just saying, the business is changing.
Oh, definitely. I mean, look at all the stuff Scorpio's doing. I mean, look at the stuff Benoit's doing. I don't disagree there. Split leg moonsault, and he gets his win in the debut.
Yeah, let's sign Hogan. He'll save us.
Oh God!
Come on. You just had to go there.
Yeah. God, just wait till we get to that. We're not that far. We're really not that far away from that. When it comes crashing down and it hurts inside.
He don't come out to that in this.
I know.
I forgot how it went. How'd it go?
I don't remember what he had when he comes out. All right, we'll continue. Robbie V wins his debut match in WCW. We then go to Shane Douglas and Ricky Steamboat. They show a replay of the promo from Steamboat and Douglas at the end of the last clash. Douglas promises to get back at Pillman and Austin. Douglas
no. I need you to play this one.
It's a replay, Doc.
I don't care. I didn't see it.
You know, usually you just are like, don't play the replay. Now you want to play it because you didn't see it. You see how much of a hypocrite you are?
Very much so. I'm a complete and total hypocrite.
Hold on. Here it is. Ridiculous. I got to replay this.
Was for the Unified World Tag Team Championship. Gentlemen, you're still the champs, but it was quite a war.
You know something, Tony Schiavone? The announcers, wrestling editors on magazines, they kept saying that Shane Douglas was the weakest link in this tag team combination. They kept saying that this tag team is not vicious enough. Well, it all started with this. The gold, the World Heavyweight Championship, tag team, unified. You can't get any higher than this. Yes. A war has just been started. And you know, a war If this is a war, we'll fly on Brian and Stunning Steve. You drew first blood. My dad always said, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. You gentlemen decided to start the war and you drew first blood. You can make darn sure and place the bet. We're happy to finish it. Anytime, any place you gentlemen want.
Okay, you wanted us to play it. What you got for me?
I thought that was great. I thought Douglas sit with his back to the camera and then turning around the way he did. He's turning into the franchise, Mike.
Okay.
I loved it. I thought it was great. And I thought Steamboat was good there too. And that's not always the case.
Right. Because he was fired up.
Maybe he was mad because he was really fired up because he was mad at his wife that night, Harper.
Whoa.
Come on, man. You see?
You the one that always brings her up.
Come on.
That's not helpful. That's not helpful. You're not helping anything with that.
I thought you were a family man.
Harper, you got anything? I'm sorry, Doc. You got anything from this Vader, Race, and Orndorff promo that they're talking about their match that they're about to have with the Ambient Express?
I sat there and watched that promo thinking about one of these two dudes whipping the other dude's ass while wearing his flip-flops.
Right, that's what I kept thinking. That's what I'm thinking right now. Like I'm waiting for him to pull his flip-flop off and start beating him in the head with it. and there's Harley just in the back laughing like, yeah, you big dumbass.
All three of these guys are no longer with us.
Man, thanks a lot.
Thanks, Michael.
I know. Sorry about that. All right. Well, so the next match.
I can't believe Benoit killed them too.
Okay. That's not funny.
You see?
That's not funny. Why are you laughing? Because then my inbox gets lit up with, you tell Doc. No, Doc's going to go hang himself on this one. I ain't got nothing to do with that. Don't you tell Doc nothing. It ain't going to go to Doc. All right. Continue right along. Vader and Paul Orndorff versus the Z-Man and Johnny Gunn. And I don't...
4706.
Jesus Christ. You really watched this?
Yeah.
What are we looking for at 4706?
Vader gets him in the corner. I was like, let Vader cook. Here he comes. Watch. Like, let him get some. Like, he takes him over now. Let him cook.
Uh-oh.
He's being kind. Well, maybe not anymore.
A little.
I noticed he's not wearing gloves. Did he wear gloves in this era, or he's just not wearing them here?
Maybe they were too stinky that night.
Maybe, yeah. I was about to say the same thing, Doc. He wore them in this era. Maybe they were too stinky to wear this day.
Can I get 4801?
Boy, what are we waiting over here?
This looked dangerous for Gunn. He comes flying here.
Vader went over the top rope. Gunn goes flying, and yeah, he had to clear that top rope.
He didn't look like it was a done deal either.
Yeah, it was close.
Okay. I didn't know if that was just me.
No, it was close. I mean, Vader just got back in time for him.
Okay.
Go ahead.
And then 5136.
You getting to the finish on that.
I think I'm beyond it, but
so
Paul Orndorff is going to give him the Brad Batten treatment.
Yeah. So Vader plants Gunn with a power bomb and pins him in the middle of the ring. 1, 2, 3. And on the outside,
what the hell?
Orndorff pile drives Z-Man on the concrete, and the right team won, and they just destroyed these two.
Yeah, dude, they just buried these motherfuckers, huh?
Well,
I think we made that video at the clothing store.
Right.
It did go a little while, but they've been buried them though. Who they lose to?
Yeah,
we're talking about.
It's right. Yeah, yeah. They lost to someone. I think at Clash, right?
And it was before that. It was on a Saturday night. Was the Wrecking Crew their first match?
Yes, it was the Wrecking Crew. I think at the Clash.
No. It was on a Saturday night. They lost on a Saturday night. They got buried.
And I thought it was like Cactus and Barbarian or something.
It might have been, and I was like, so they barely did this video a month ago, and they just buried him that quick. Boy, you talk about a change of heart.
Yeah, man, that's crazy, huh?
Well, moving right along, the Gunn and Zink are just demolished. One of them is still laying on the floor at center stage after that pile driver in 2024. He's still there from 1993. We go to a promo up close and personal with Sting. Doc, don't worry, I'm not going to play it. I don't want to hurt your ears here. Sting talks about losing to Vader at Great American Bash 92, and Sting then talks about the King of Cable final when he beat Vader at Starrcade 92. Then they preview Sting versus Vader at Super Brawl 3 coming up, and Tony asks Sting what he knew about the White Castle of Fear match, and Sting says, I don't know what that is. I don't care, but I'm glad I will be there to wrestle Vader for the world title. And Sting says, see you at Super Brawl 3. No Sting how. Very monotone. Not really much from it. I just explained everything he said. Doc, did you have anything from it?
I'll be honest. I thought he wasn't bad here. I thought he was pretty decent. And he's like, I don't know what that is. I don't care. I'm going to go get my title back, which he didn't go down some goofy rabbit hole, White Castle of Fear, noshing on little burgers or something. He's just, I'm into doing this.
Okay.
I didn't think it was bad.
It was all right. It didn't talk me into the building.
Well, you don't like Sting is the problem.
Hey.
Okay. What are you saying? Hey, what? We can hear you. What's wrong?
Nothing.
Oh. I hate to tell everybody, but Deep State Harper is probably gone forever because we fixed that issue tonight, I think.
Why'd you do that?
Yeah. You killed the gimmick.
You got to blame Crockett. Let me tell you why. You got to blame Crockett. You know why? Crockett, every time I talk to him, he go, bro, Harper's so low on audio. Harper's so low. So we tried to fix Harper's audio. We went into the Skype and we're like, dude, why do you sign in the Skype that way? Well, it's the only way I can do it. I'm like, well, we can't adjust your audio with your Skype that way. I was like, why don't you use the actual Skype application? Oh, no, I don't have that no more. Well, we need to get it back. Then we couldn't get it back. He didn't have enough space on his computer. So we deleted a bunch of stuff and was able to get space on his computer and got Skype installed back. But it started with Crockett. If Crockett wouldn't have complained about Harper's audio being so low, we wouldn't have did it. And maybe you'd get Deep State Harper again. But I think Deep State Harper is now gone for good.
That's bullshit.
It was happening too much.
He's probably sitting in Massachusetts right now, just laughing
Where?
away.
Doc doesn't know about this. Harper, where's he at? Say it again.
Massachusetts.
Huh?
Massachusetts.
The way he says Massachusetts, he says Massachusetts.
Are you saying pan?
Massachusetts. That's where Boston is.
Yeah.
He's saying Massachusetts.
Massachusetts.
What?
How do you say it?
Massachusetts.
Now I can't say it. Massachusetts.
It's
See?
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts.
You better leave him alone. He's going to get out that Luigi board and put a spell on you. Were you here for that?
No. I've been gone a while.
He meant he was talking about something and he was trying to say Ouija board. And he said, such and such is going to pull out a Luigi board.
Was he trying to jump over barrels that a monkey's throwing?
My God.
You still got that COVID cough, don't you?
No, I've been good for a while.
Oh, good.
All right. Okay. Let me continue. I can't breathe laughing at Harper. Massachusetts and the Louis.
Uh-oh.
Going to Duco Scorpio is taking on Barry Windham.
Oh, all right.
JR was great on commentary. He says, and this was phenomenal. JR says, something about this being a great preview or a great match for Wyndham to get ready for Muta at Super Bowl, because Scorpio and Muta have a similar high-flying style. And I thought that was fantastic analysis from JR. Why are we talking about it like it's real? But I thought JR was great talking about it in that way. And he's right. While Scorpio and Muta aren't the same, it's the style, the high-flying nature that Barry's going to have to deal with Muta that kind of, you know, it's a good tune-up match. Not that Scorpio's a tune-up person, but just, you know what I mean. Anyway, Doc, what were your thoughts on this match?
I had a note first of all, this is great, and it's wrestling, and I like that Too Cold got some offense here, so he looks like he belongs. I think that was the right thing to do for sure. I had a timestamp, and it was 1:03:15, and it's just how smooth Barry is.
Damn, you went all the way to the finish.
Yeah, well, sorry.
It was
I'm double parked. I got to get going.
Okay. So Barry comes off the top rope, double axe handle on Scorpio.
Just run that back and see how smooth. Like, he just went up the ropes like it was nut. I mean, he's a big bastard, and watch him just in one motion.
Yep.
I don't know.
Basically, just steps.
Yeah.
He steps up and down. He doesn't even jump. That's all it was.
He's just all one motion, just smooth as butter. This was a great match. These guys were good.
Yeah, you ain't gonna get no argument from me. It was hard hitting, man.
Here's the other thing. We talk about Nitro having these matches. This is a good match. We saw who else did we see? Vader and Orndorff versus those. There hadn't been a lot of enhancement talent guys out there.
No, they're rolling out a lot of good stuff tonight.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I want to say. Thank you.
So Barry wins, defeats Scorpio. I don't think it was anything off Scorpio's back. I mean, it was a good, hard-hitting match. From there, we go to a Cactus Jack promo with Barbarian. Cactus talks about Orndorff and Vader. It's pretty meat and potatoes, and he tells them they're going to regret taking a bite out of Cactus Jack. Doc, you missed the turn. Cactus turned, and it was great. You watched it because you were preparing for the class, so you saw it, that's good.
I did.
But Cactus is full-blown babyface now, pretty much.
That's right.
And he is over.
I can't see the Barbarian as a face.
That was my question about this. Is I get that Cactus is going to do that, and where he ends up later, I can say okay. But we're making Barbarian one too?
Right.
Well, I wouldn't let that bug you.
Okay.
For the time being.
I forgot about it already.
Yeah. But I hear y'all. I mean, he doesn't seem like a babyface.
Right.
Makes sense to me. I just realized Barbarian's got this thing around his head, and I swear the eyes on that skull are blinking red.
No.
What is that?
Oh, yeah. They got little lights in them.
That's cool.
You see that?
Yeah,
I was
neat.
like, what the shit's going on? All right. So
I
there
like
it is.
But you can barely see it.
Yeah, it's very
babyface
faint.
shit. It's babyface shit. Blinking skulls.
Very faint.
Probably
very
got
faint.
that from, like, Party City.
Probably.
There was no Party City.
Wait,
back
hold
then.
on. Was there Party City back then?
I don't know,
No.
one of those places.
Okay.
Spirits.
Because nobody's mama was buying that shit back then. It's these new age moms that have to have a store for balloons and shit.
Oh, God.
Jesus Lord. We had
You know what I'm saying.
trash bag and a plastic mask for Halloween. These goddamn kids now get a freaking $200 outfit for Halloween.
Bro, the
Oh, they
average
get- or they
Halloween
get-
costume is what, $50-$60?
It's ridiculous.
Well, and they got to have more than one because they're going to one or more different events. And They
Yeah.
don't think they can be seen in this shit.
But then you got to get accessories like the little machine guns, or the sword, or the fucking a sickle.
Dude, for a shoot, I told the kids one time, this is years ago, I said, man, y'all better be lucky y'all got a mom. Because if I was a single dad, y'all wouldn't have a third of the shit. Y'all wouldn't have half the shit y'all got. And they looked at me like I was the devil.
Well, you are, but not for that.
Oh, come on. Bro, these moms, they will just buy
Everything.
everything. I'm like, y'all don't know how to make them want for things.
Mm-mm. And then they
keep
and then,
buying them everything. It becomes an expectation.
And then Harper, they come in the bedroom while you're trying to watch a sporting event in peace and go, why are our kids so spoiled and entitled?
Gee.
And then you just put a mirror in front of her face.
I don't have a fucking clue. What do you think?
See,
because if I answer that with the real answer, then I'm not going to get to finish this game because I'm in trouble. So you tell me.
I think the reason why these women buy these kids those real fancy ass costumes is because they got to take a picture of them and put it on social media and look at Junior dressed as a $150 vampire. When you were a kid, you wore a white dress shirt with the black pants and that shitty cape and that makeup on your face with the plastic teeth.
I think it's worse than that.
Why?
Especially when they're younger, and I live out in the burbs with the how does Mike say it? Pink-necked caucasoids. They kind of don't want to grow. People? Yeah, they kind of don't want to grow up themselves, so they get involved in their kids' activities to relive their own stuff. So, like, I've been to like the elementary school dance, and the entire playlist, the kids are like walking around talking, and the moms are all like singing along and getting into it. And I'm like, who is this for?
That's how everything is now. Everything is like that now.
You ain't lying.
Every single thing.
It's for the adults now.
30% of toy sales are adults buying it to put on a goddamn shelf.
It's all for adults now.
Dude, I was thinking, bro. I remember one time. This was 10-something years ago. This is when I worked out all the time, and me and Kurt the Stud Matthews, friend of mine Ben, used to wrestle at a Wildkat, right? So we're at the gym working out, right? And I got a He-Man shirt on, and he's got a Batman shirt on. And I'm telling him, I said, dude, when I was a kid in the 80s, if the two people like us were working out in the gym together all the time, wearing T-shirts with cartoon characters, we're not married, there's nothing wrong with us. We wake up and go to work every day. We're responsible people. People would think we were two gay lovers.
He's right.
Now, no one even thinks anything about it. Because back in the 80s, they're like, well, how come they're not married? Those are two, rationally thinking, halfway decent, good-looking guys in their 30s or whatever. Why are they still fucking hanging around here? How come they're not married with at least 2 kids by now?
He's not wrong.
No.
He's not.
And the thing is, nowadays, bro, these I don't know. It's like there's a license to still be a kid. And I don't know.
People need to grow the fuck up. How about that?
That can't be good for society.
It's not. And then
need adults
to run some shit, not 80-year-old people.
You need grown-ass men and women who are problem solvers and take control of situations and not going to Disney World, bro. And going to fucking Comic-Con dressed as fucking Spider-Man and fucking Doctor Doom, and it's like
Harper's onto something here. Now I want to point out
he's saying that as we covered 30-plus-year-old wrestling, that a bunch of kids like that was on when we were teenagers. Like we're a bunch of kids doing this dumb shit, and he's talking.
But here's the thing: like I can watch me TV, and that's where it ends. I'm not buying the action figures and going to Comic-Con and going that's where it ends. Like,
and the other thing is, and I feel awful for this. They ruined sports cards, and my kid wants to get into it, and he can't afford it.
Right. Dude, it's the same thing with sports cards, comic books, nothing. Everything that was aimed towards kids is not aimed towards kids anymore.
And he wants to be into it so bad, and he can't afford shit that's worth anything. And he's going to eventually just go, this is bullshit.
Right. Because these assholes go, dude, I see him at fucking Walmart to get that one aisle up front that has
They
all the
camp
sports
out,
cards. Yeah, dude.
and they hit it.
And it's the same type of person because you can just look at these assholes and tell they're fucking losers.
Yep.
And it's the same dickheads that thought they were going to get rich off of tub of Tullies 25, 30 years ago. I mean, not the tub of Tullies. What was it? What were those little plush things?
Called them the Tubba-Tullies. They're the Teletubbies.
The Beanie Babies. It's the same people that thought they were going to get rich off of goddamn Beanie Babies 25, 30 years ago are the same assholes buying up all these baseball cards and football cards, and they go on YouTube or they go on Instagram and I got the fucking, the Max Monksy, hologram with his blood stain on it card, and it's like this is not aimed towards you, bruh.
Listen to your boy Harper.
Stop. You know what's aimed towards you? Paying your fucking bills.
And getting a fucking colonoscopy.
Pay off your student fucking debt instead of buying baseball cards and fucking comic books. And going to goddamn Disney. I tell you one thing, bro. If you're going to Disney World as a grown-ass man or without children, you're going for recreational purposes only for you. You better not. Your fucking house better be fucking paid off. Your fucking cars better be paid off. Your student loans better be fucking paid off. You better have zero fucking debt, bro, because you're a fucking idiot. Pissing away thousands of fucking dollars to go take a picture with Donald Duck and go see the Star Wars shit, bro. I think I was telling Disney, it's like, I loved Star Wars as a kid. I loved Return of the Jedi. That was my shit when I was a kid.
Yes.
I had the Underoos. I had the toys. I had the lunch boxes. I had the poster on the wall because I was like 5 or 6 years old when that came out.
Uh-huh.
But I'm not buying that shit now.
Now, didn't you buy a Pac-Man alarm clock?
Yes. One. I don't have a whole room dedicated to fucking Pac-Man. That's the difference. If someone, because we live in a time now where, like, if, let's say, you like Star Wars, you have a whole fucking room dedicated to Star Wars. And the thing is, I could see buying the shit that you grew up on, that you always wanted, but you never got for whatever reason because the shit was so expensive, right? I can see buying shit that was made 40, 45 fucking years ago. But when you're buying shit that came out a fucking month ago, when you're buying toys that was not aimed towards you, and you're 40, 30, 40, 50 fucking years old, grow the fuck up.
And you know why I don't buy those things that I couldn't get when I was a kid? Because I'm buying my kids stuff.
Yes.
That's what adults do. They don't buy their own shit.
They don't buy it
for their
right,
families.
dude. I just don't get it. It's just like, I just look at these motherfuckers. It's like, why do you care that the new Ghostbuster figures just came out? Why is that such a priority to you?
Because they ain't got nothing else in their sad little lives.
That's so sad, bruh. I don't want to say this person's name, but they got one dude. It's just, I was telling Lucas, like, he's got to be, whatever. Because he has the Hello Kitty shit.
Oh, no.
And this shit. And takes pictures with them. And puts hey, I got the new whatever, hot pink Hello Kitty, takes a picture with it. I'm like, I know that motherfucker's gotta be my age, bro. It's like
On that note, maybe we want to get back to wrestling.
Yeah, just fucking grow up, you know?
Grow up.
Yeah, be like Sanja. Buy toys for your kids, not you.
Hey, here's the thing. When we're telling you to grow up, you gotta be serious.
Man, us telling people to grow up is the most hypocritical shit on the planet.
Here's the thing.
Shut up.
It's like we drink a couple of beers during happy hour. These motherfuckers are fucking raging alcoholics, bro. That's the difference.
That's it. Speak on it.
Cactus Jack and Barbarian defeat Tex Slazenger and Shanghai Pierce. From there, we go to the main event of the show. Ricky Steamboat is taking on Dustin Rhodes in a rematch between these two from last week because Bill Watts said we're going to have a rematch because Dustin really didn't like the way he won that one. Anyway, they kind of are playing friendly for a while, and then things start getting heated up as we get closer towards the end of it, where they basically break out some hand slaps and start paintbrushing the piss out of each other. But Doc, before we get to that moment, anything from you?
No, I was going to get to that point because I really liked it because I wasn't expecting much. It's a rematch. These guys are buddies. What are we doing? And then all of a sudden, and then all of a sudden they got their tempers going, and it was about it. And I got to say, it was better than I expected. I was in for it. And once again, two main event stars in a Saturday night match.
Yeah. And again, rematch from last week. So
yeah,
it was really good stuff. I mean, they basically started just going at it. That 121-20 mark, things just got heated, and Steamboat is angry. He paintbrushes Rhodes, and Rhodes gives one back to him. Then they go into a series of false finishes with both guys, which I thought was pretty damn good. I mean, you want to make it look like you don't know who's going to win. Then as we work towards a finish here, Steamboat gets Rhodes in a sleeper, but Rhodes drops to his ass and gives Steamboat a jawbreaker. Good stuff. We then see more false finishes. Rhodes then with a knee to Steamboat and then a big lariat. Steamboat avoids the bulldog. They end up going to a time limit draw, and as we go off air, they continue to slug it out. Really entertaining match. Keeps the suspense alive to see what might happen down the road between these two. And that was that. Doc, did you like the way they finished it with the time limit draw, or did you want to see something else?
I would have been mad if I'd have thought that was the end when we started, but the way they told the story, I was kind of all right with it. I thought it made sense as we went along.
Yeah, this is a fun little match, huh?
Yeah.
It was, because they kind of start off playing nice as usual, and then it's one of those things where, like in real life, the competitive juices will get flowing where it's like, okay, y'all are friends, but as things went on, it's like, nah, I want to win. No, I want to win. No, I want to win. And then before you know it, they ain't pulling out brass knuckles, but they're also pretty much like, nah, yeah, we ain't going to hold back no more. So anyway, I thought it was good. They go off. That's how they go off air. There's no interview or anything at the end. So that's basically how things ended up on that one. So anyway, before we rate it and hand out the Rolex, a word from AI Jim Ross.
It's almost time to rate this show and hand out the Rolex or Toot Toot Award. Before the fellas do that, don't forget to become a BTT Patreon member by going to tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. When you sign up, you'll get tons of extra shows. There are 400 plus Patreon shows, including video versions of the main shows, the world-class shows with Lance and Mike, the NWA Legacy cast with Sparks and the Lil Fella Half Pint, and the ECW shows with Mike Prue, Rick Beebe, and JV. Don't sleep on the JV Goon Squad. Those guys are great, too. Additionally, Mike and Doc have covered many episodes of Dark Side of the Ring and Tales from the Territories on Vice. You'll also get reviews of all of the Clash of the Champions specials up until where the guys are currently at, and all of the WCW pay-per-views as well through this current time period. All of that and much more for just a few bucks a month. Don't wait. Sign up now and get all of that sweet extra audio gold from the best damn Outlaw Mud Show podcast on the planet.
All right, Doc. So on that note, it's time to rate it first. What are you going to rate it?
Good to be back in the saddle with everybody, to hear, the States of the Union misspelled or mispronounced, to get Harper educate people on how to grow up. It's always fun. But also the wrestling was good tonight. Give me, I'm going to give this one an A.
I agree. I'm giving it an A. Harper, what about you?
I'll give it a B. I can't give everything. Come on.
Okay.
Wow. He's still mad about people not growing up. That's all this is.
That's right.
Cuts a promo.
Stop buying all the goddamn baseball cards.
He cuts a promo.
And that's another thing about the baseball cards. Remember, like, there was Topps and, like, Don Russ and Fleer. But now there's so many brands and there's different levels where it's like
my kid said, I wished it was easier like in your day, but there's so many like holographic shit and all this other shit. He's like, I can't keep up. And I was like, imagine me, man.
Yeah, because they just like if there was Topps, that was it. If you get the rookie card, great. There was no like platinum Topps or whatever. That's bullshit, dude.
It is. And here's the other thing though. My kid ain't interested in your baseball cards.
Yeah.
But he ain't interested in baseball.
That's nice.
Kids don't like that shit. I mean, the white kids do, but you know, Latrell's different.
All right. So now we got to hand out the Toot Toot, Doc. Who gets your Toot Toot Award?
I made you play it again because I like it, and I don't care if it's a recap or not. I loved what Douglas did on that promo, and I'm giving it to Shane Douglas.
So you're giving the Toot Toot to something that happened at the Clash?
Yep. Because I wasn't here for any of it, so I don't know what you're talking about.
All right.
New to me.
I see. I'm going with Barry Windham.
That's a reputable choice.
Of course it is. Harper, who you giving yours to?
I guess Barry.
I feel like I should give it to Vader in Orndorff for just destroying Z-Man and Gunn.
That's nice. I'm giving it to Vader's do-rag.
All right, fair enough. All right, so there we go. Clean sweep on. Oh, not a clean sweep because you gave yours to Douglas, and me and Harper went with Barry Windham. All right,
that's right.
One other thing before we get out of here, a word from AI Jim Ross about how you can get your questions answered from Hardbody Harper on this show.
Harper is crying broke after AI Bill Watts fined him $69,000 and banned the Coyote. And we keep hearing that you all want Harper to answer questions on the main show. Harper is ready to take your questions. Grab a pen and paper because here comes some directions. If you want your question or questions answered, first send Harper $5 per question to his PayPal at cc30388cc@yahoo.com. After you send Harper that sweet, sweet cheddar, email your question or questions to Chris Harper, 16Wildkat @gmail.com. That's Wildkat with a K, and BookingTheTerritory @gmail.com. Also, make sure you state in your email what your name is and what your PayPal address is that you sent the money from. Remember, one question per $5. Kids, get your parents' permission before sending your cheddar and emailing your questions. Lastly, if you missed the PayPal or email addresses, check the show notes and description for the details.
All right. So hopefully everybody got that. Harper, you get any questions lately? I think not.
No.
Okay. Man, they don't want to hear from you, I guess.
I know. You fucking ran them off.
I guess. Hey, Doc, did you hit a Buddy Landel one I came up with?
No.
It doesn't sound all that great, but it's real quick. This is AI Buddy Landel.
This is AI Buddy Landel. Don't you numbnuts forget that this is Booking the Territory's birthday month. And if I got time to stop from busting baby dolls' guts out, then that means you got time to sign up for BTT's Patreon. During this month, you'll get 2 months free when you sign up for a yearly plan. That goes for new patrons and existing patrons. Now go sign up now at tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. Now I got to get back to this Peruvian shit and destroying these guts tonight. Book it, bitches.
It's all right.
How can this?
That sounded like shit.
Yeah,
but how can this be legal? How can it be legal?
I know, bro.
Right.
We're gonna get sued by Jim Ross.
Dude, it kills me when Harper says we're going to get sued. All the shit he says on this fucking show, and that's what he's worried about getting sued over. Come on. Have y'all seen the Olympics? They got that AI Al Michaels.
Al Michaels, yeah.
What?
Yeah, and it sounds just like him.
He's getting paid for it though.
Okay.
Did you see where with Randy Travis, Doc?
No.
Well, Mike Randy Travis, he's like a
I
legend.
know who.
Well,
Randy
I'm
Travis.
just saying because we know you're
I'm
black.
gonna love you forever.
You're an asshole.
Yeah.
You know that?
Well, he had a stroke a couple of years ago, right? So he can't, to the least, he has a speech impediment now. So he's still putting out new albums. They use the AI from his voice, from his previous voice, to put out new fucking material. And that's crazy, bro, because if that's the case, bro, Michael Jackson can come out with an album next week, bro.
Yeah.
And you're gonna have hologram Tupac.
Yeah, and
here we go.
Elvis can make a new album.
Nah, we gonna stop at Elvis. We're not letting that happen.
Here's what I need. I need to put down these phones and these computers and just watch the smart TV that's recording me while I watch football. Sorry about the Blue Bombers, by the way. Oof.
Boy, you are killing the Bombers this year. Jesus Christ. Your fandom just came in and like a wrecking ball.
Here's our next promotion. You find your favorite sports team. And then you identify their most hated rival, and then you pay me $100 or something, and I'll go be a fan of theirs so that your team wins.
That sounds like a decent deal. Oh man!
Remember that movie, The Cooler, with William H. Macy.
No.
He worked for a casino, and he was the bad luck guy, and he would, when everybody was on a heater in the casino, he'd walk by and just like touch them and then start losing.
No.
That's what I'm the sports cooler.
All right. So you're
Cowboys
the sports
17-0 though, getting started out there in Oxnard for training camp.
Right, all those injuries already.
Like, my initial reports are good. Gonna get Dak signed up, CD paid, Micah paid. Everybody's gonna get paid, and we're gonna go 17-0.
Yeah, good luck with that. That's like Alvin Kamara says. He's just here so he doesn't get fined.
He's not lying, but
Yeah.
All right. On that
it's
note,
like 50
Doc.
grand a day.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Doc, anything else before we throw to Harper for the tagline?
We got to go.
Yeah.
All right, Harper, hit the tagline. Let's roll.
Book it, biatch.
Congratulations on making it to the end of this week's show. Don't forget to send your comments about what the guys discussed tonight to Luke Hawks on Facebook and on Twitter or X or whatever the piss they call it now. The rumor is Luke likes answering BTT fan mail. Also, do the guys a solid by liking the show's Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram pages. And don't forget to like and retweet or repost the show on all social media platforms. Lastly, become a BTT patron member where you get tons of extra shows. You can join at tinyurl.com/BTT Patreon. Until next week, so long, everybody.